Hello again everyone, this is Rodney with AmeriCapital Solutions, and in today's video I want to cover a question that we get asked frequently, and that is, why should I use a business loan broker instead of finding a direct lender on my own? Wouldn't I save time and money if I could cut out the middleman, so to speak? And in some business scenarios, cutting out the middleman is the smart thing to do. But in the world of business funding, the exact opposite is often the case. Yes, you could get online and start searching for a business loan, an SBA loan, a commercial real estate loan, equipment financing, project funding, whatever kind of business-related financing it is that you were looking for. And if by some chance you were to manage to get through all the misdirect, shysters, noise, fake links, find a direct lender that you could actually trust that would tell you the truth, do you know the underwriter with that lender? Do you know what industries they like to work with? Do you know their minimum requirements? Do you know exactly how they like their loan application packages and documents labeled and submitted? Do you know the little errors that will automatically decline you even if you might be a great borrower? See, first of all, we have already done all that work for you when you work with us. We filtered out and gotten rid of all the shysters and independent reps that are masquerading as lenders. We know the underwriters. We know how they like their files labeled. We know their minimum requirements. We know their programs. We know what industries they like, they don't like. So we provide a huge advantage to you just in that one area alone. But there is something else to consider, and that is, even if you do find a good lender, how many loan products does that one lender offer? See, if you only have one lender as an option, then you only have that one lender's products as an option, that one lender's pricing as an option. I like to use the example of an insurance broker to help us illustrate this. Yeah, you could go to ABC Life Insurance Company and choose a life insurance policy from their short list of options and pricing that particular company has available. Same with car insurance. Or you could go to an insurance broker who can work with all the life insurance companies and find you the best, most affordable option that fits your specific situation. And insurance brokers have to be agents, and they have to know the products that they're selling so they can direct you to the best product for your situation. Now, which of those scenarios makes better sense to you? But it goes even deeper than that, because how well do you understand life insurance, for example? There are many different types, and not every life insurance company offers every type. You got term life insurance, whole life insurance, universal life insurance, variable life insurance, indexed universal life insurance, simplified issue life insurance, guaranteed issue life insurance, group life insurance, policies with cash value, policies without cash value, transferable policies, non-transferable, convertible. There's riders. I mean, do you understand all the ins and outs of every type of life insurance? Well, maybe you do, but even if you do, you know that 99% of the population does not. And when it comes to business loans and financing, there are way more types and options than there are in the life insurance world. So one of the biggest advantages to working with us is that now you have someone working for you that understands all of the business financing products available. We can make sure that you're getting the right business loan or financing or line of credit or construction financing or whatever it is that fits your particular situation and what you're trying to accomplish at that time, and that you may actually have a good shot of getting approved for. And that brings me to another advantage to working with a boutique broker like us as opposed to some online super broker like LendingTree or Lendio, and that is packaging. What do we mean by packaging? Well, simply put, we package everything in your application submission file perfectly for the lender the first time, the way that particular lender likes it. As I said before, we know their underwriters. We don't blindly submit applications throwing spaghetti at the wall, so to speak, to see what sticks. We confidentially underwrite your file in-house first without pulling your credit, so we can make sure that we can address anything that needs to be addressed prior to officially submitting to any lender or funder. Why? Because what's seen cannot be unseen. If there's something on a client's credit background in their file that we know is going to get us declined, or it doesn't match up, or the address isn't right, we want to help you deal with that before the underwriter sees your file and it gets kicked back. Also, we don't shotgun your file out to 50 or 100 lenders like Lendio and all those other ones do so that your phone and email starts getting blown out by a bunch of telemarketers. As I said, we underwrite everything in-house confidentially, no hard pull on your credit, so no impact on your credit at all. And then with your submission, we submit to usually one, sometimes two lenders that we are confident we have a good likelihood of approval with. We've already gone over their rates and terms and the program with you and gotten your go-ahead. Finally, Well, we are kind of like a middleman, but not in the true sense of what a middleman is. I mean, the classic middleman buys from a wholesaler or the manufacturer at one price. He then sells to the retailer at a higher price, and then the retailer sells to you at an even higher price than the middleman. And the only way that you get it cheaper is to either go back to the middleman and buy it from him, or go back to the wholesaler or manufacturer and buy it from them and cut out the middleman and the retailer. But in our case, the price is usually the same whether you go directly to the lender or you go through us. They charge the same interest and the same fees to you in most cases. They just take less profit when we're involved on the deals that we bring them, because they pay us a commission out of what would have been initially all of their profit to keep. But in this case, we brought them business that they didn't have to spend any marketing dollars or manpower to acquire. So yes, they may make less on that deal, that particular deal, if they had worked with you directly, but if not for us, there wouldn't have been a deal in the first place. Also, they like to work with brokers they trust, who know the business, who bring them qualified customers, and they're happy to pay us to do that. I mean, it saves them a lot of money dealing with a lot of applications that are not qualified at all, a lot of man hours of looking at those things. We do that for them, and they like the fact that they have all these brokers bringing them essentially free leads and sales. Therefore, they have much higher sales volume, and they're saving a lot of money in marketing and customer service, as I mentioned before, on the front end of the loan process. And because of this arrangement also, we don't have to charge you for our services. We're highly motivated also to get you approved, because we only get paid when funding is successfully completed. So it's kind of a win-win for everyone. Yes, there are some financing products where you could get the financing cheaper if you went direct, but in many cases, you'd be less likely to be approved for all the reasons we talked about earlier, and you may not ever find that lender on your own anyway, because we have access to lenders that are tough to find by ourselves and that like specific industries. So we can take you to the industry, to a lender that likes your industry. We know how they want their files submitted. We know the underwriters. We do all that work on the front end for you and greatly increase your odds of approval. As well, there are many direct lenders that do not even work directly with the public. They only work through brokers. So by not using a good broker, you're actually cutting yourself off from a lot of possible options. Finally, I have one more real-life example. We had a client that when he first came to us at that particular point in time with his business credit, current revenue showing in the bank statements, and the time frame within which he needed funding, because of all that stuff, he needed funds quickly. He had somewhat limited options. He needed working capital quickly, and getting working capital quickly that's unsecured and you get it fast is much more expensive. Higher interest, shorter terms on the money. It is what it is. We can only shop existing options on your behalf. We have no control over the rates that lenders and funders charge and what terms that they offer. We just shop whatever existing options there are at that time and then present you with what you can actually realistically get approved for at that time, and then we let you make the decision. We have to show you the offer, whether it is a great offer or it's a terrible offer, because ultimately it is your decision to make, not ours. Sometimes we get blamed when somebody takes a bad offer. We just showed it to them. We have to do that. But in this case, the contractor accepted an okay offer for $250,000, but that's what we were able to get at that particular time. And he did well. He never missed a payment. He paid the loan off in 12 months. It helped him accomplish the goals he was trying to accomplish at that time. However, afterwards, when he needed capital again, of course, the previous lender was all too happy to fund him again because he paid off the first loan so well, which he went ahead and did without consulting us first. Now, why was this not the best strategy? Because when you work with us, you don't just establish a payment history and a relationship with that one particular lender that we funded you with originally. You also now have a payment history and relationship with us that we can take to other, perhaps better lenders in our network. As well, your situation may be different now than it was then. Perhaps revenue has gone up quite a bit. Now you have more time in business. Perhaps your credit has gotten better. Perhaps the situation and time frame in which funds are needed is different. In our friend's example, we could have taken him to a better lender the second time, gotten him a much better deal on the same amount of funding, even a higher approval amount than what he took from that first lender when he got money the second time, because now he qualified for a better tier of lending than he did before. And you can see I'm telling you this, I hope, not necessarily because it benefits us. If we bring a customer to a lender and that customer takes another loan from them later, most of the time we still get paid our commission, as we did with that contractor we're discussing with. When he took money the second time from his original funder, we still got paid. But the point was that we could have gotten him cheaper money on a longer term with better repayment options and other added benefits that first lender could not and did not offer him. But we were not able to do so because they forgot to check in with us. So that particular benefit really is for you, the client. If you work with us, we will always try to get you the best option possible for that particular moment in time. 6 months later, everything could be different. 3 months later, we might be able to get you a much better option, or it could go the other way, and we might not be able to get you approved for anything because the world of lending is always in flux. You got political things going on, interest rates going up and down. Different industries are doing better or worse than they were before. Construction is more, construction is down. And as well, your business has its own fluctuations. We never know where those two lines are going to cross at what moment in time. We're going to be helping you. So what we can get you approved for today may be completely different than what we could have gotten you approved for 3 months ago, and could be completely different than what we can get you approved for 3 to 6 months from now. So to review, why work with a broker like us? 1, we have already found all the best lenders and programs in the business lending and financing arena, and we're always looking for more, but we're filtering them on your behalf. 2, we know the underwriters and can deal with them on your behalf and package everything the way they like. Frankly, some of them are not the most pleasant individuals to deal with, and we can shield you from them in many respects. 3, we know the industry, and after consulting with you or your situation, we can guide you to the best loan product for your current situation. 4, as things change, and if you work with us and keeping communication lines open, we can help you get access to better and better options, up to and including a large line of credit that you only use when you need it. You're paying bank rates, low interest, current interest rates at the time, and only paying interest on what you draw. 5, options. We give you access to all the options in one place, including traditional bank lines of credit, alternative rapid unsecured lines of credit, business working capital loans, alternative unsecured working capital sources for when funds are needed quickly. We can facilitate all the SBA loan programs, including SBA Bolt loans, 7A Express, Standard 7A, SBA 504 loans, SBA cap lines, which are business lines of credit that go up to $5 million. We can also help our clients get business financing for mergers and acquisitions, commercial real estate acquisition, equity cash outs for commercial and residential properties, construction loans, either ground-up construction or remodels and renovations, equipment financing, purchase order financing, accounts receivables financing, invoice factoring, consumer financing if your customers need financing to purchase your product or service, fix and flip programs, personal term loans, zero high-limit stacked credit cards up to $150,000, hard money loans, and the list could go on, but I think you get the point. So I really think that pretty much covers it for now. If you want a broker that works for you, give us a call, text, or email anytime. Visit our website, send me a text to request your funding programs overview PDF today. Until next time, this is Rodney Wood with AmeriCapital Solutions, and all the best to you and yours.